Welcome back to my channel. My name is Chris and I help people find their center. In this video, I'm going to share with you 5 things that you can do to help heal yourself from within. So you can heal yourself, take back your power, vibrationally, mentally, emotionally, physically, and maybe even spiritually. And our country especially focuses on the model of dis-ease. However, as a natural therapeutic specialist, as a healing arts practitioner of Reiki, massage therapy, cranial sacral therapy, reflexology, Qigong, Tai Chi, it's time to focus on health. And what is health? Health is the ability to perceive of the vibration of unconditional love, of joy, of wellness, of feeling in alignment, of feeling like you're on your path. And dis-ease is the opposite of that. It's feeling off your path. It's feeling stuck. It's feeling in pain physically. You may have some emotional pain coming up. And when you focus on health, you're taking charge of your life. You're taking back your power by focusing on your wellness, focusing on feeling good. And when you feel good, you put better energy out into the world. You feel like you have more to give. You feel like you can do your purpose and your passion. And it's important for us to recognize that. Recognize how powerful you are. You're your own inner healer. You're your own inner guru. And I'm just here as a guide and a facilitator. So even when people are on my table, or when I do distance work, long distance Reiki and distance healing treatments, I'm not the one that's doing the healing. You are. In school, we learned the phrase that only God and nature heal. So I take that a step further and saying only God, nature, and you can heal yourself. So by focusing on wellness, by focusing on feeling good, by putting good food into your body, nutrient-dense vegetables, fruits, plant-based foods into your body, by eating cleaner, by feeling better, like I said, you're going to have more energy. You're going to feel amazing. You're going to be able to give more to your kids, more to your partner, more to your other relationships, more to yourself. So what's the number one thing? The first thing that you can do to heal yourself from within is to focus on the problem that you're having. Say you're having some physical pain or emotional pain, something really painful in your past. Focus on that, and instead of seeing it as a problem, see it as a solution and be grateful that it came up. Why? Because it's teaching you lessons. Napoleon Hill says that every problem has within it the seed of an equivalent of greatness within it. Like every problem has an equal solution or benefit to it. So for a long time, I saw being transgender, I'm a trans man, I saw that as being something wrong with me. However, recently I started to reframe it. I started to see it as a solution that gave me tremendous strength. I've learned so many things about myself, and I'm actually really grateful to be trans, really grateful to be myself. So I used to see a problem, and I put it as a solution. I reframed it. I'm grateful for it now because it allowed me to tune into this lighthouse of strength and inner strength that doesn't come from anybody else. Nobody's, cheering me on or whatever. This is all cultivated from within. I have people that are supportive of me, but this is all my inner strength. So what is something in your life that has caused you a lot of pain? Focus on wellness, focus on getting better, focusing on being grateful for this thing manifesting into your life because it most likely pushed you onto your path. So being grateful for it. Number 2 is focus on forgiving. Most likely the trauma that happened in your life, most likely the painful event or painful patterns were projected on you by other people. A lot of times as children, we're projected onto from our parents who have gone through traumatic experiences. And when we're little, we see these people as gods, until we're like, old enough now to realize that they're powerless, whatever the case may be. But for a long time, we're dependent upon them for our survival. And by forgiving them, by recognizing that everybody did the best with what they could with where they are, depending on their vibration, and by forgiving yourself, forgiving others, it doesn't mean that you have to endure and allow somebody back into your life that's abusive. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you can wish them well from afar. You don't necessarily have to, like, forgive and go be friends with that person. You can, write a letter, burn it, forgive yourself. It means forgiving means taking yourself off the hook. It means recognizing that that person may have had trauma or abuse happen in a similar way, and we actually act out those patterns, sometimes mostly unconsciously, and we project that onto other people, our children, our partners, until we see that person as a mirror reflecting back to us things within ourselves that we may need to work on. So if you've gone through some trauma, you've gone through some pain, if you're a light worker, a starseed, a rainbow warrior, you've most likely been through some really painful stuff. And by learning to forgive, you transmute the energy and help it to be released. So that helps with number 3, which is surrendering, which is letting go. It means letting go of the past. It means completing the past. It means seeing that problem, forgiving it, reframing it, and surrendering to the greater aspects of yourself, your soul self, your real self, your higher vibrational self. You're a higher vibrational being, came here for a purpose. You came here to be part of the Great Awakening. And you came here to be a lighthouse, a light worker, and a starseed, a vibrant, brilliant being. And you have the capacity to heal yourself, to transmute your painful past, to give it a new meaning, to forgive yourself, to forgive others. And by surrendering, you're actually raising your vibration. You're raising yourself up to your natural set point, which is based on love, light, peace, joy, abundance. We're naturally up here, but when we get bogged down by our trauma, we get stuck in fear. We get stuck in the lower chakras. We get stuck in the lower emotions. And the only way to get out and clear the lower chakras and the elements is to forgive, to let go, and to reframe things. And number 4 is to become aware of what emotions you're feeling on a regular basis. If you're feeling you're like positive, then you know something feels right. Like, I get excited about sharing videos. I get excited about sharing this kind of information. It doesn't excite me to go sit in traffic and, for 3 hours and go to a Just Over Broke. That doesn't excite me. Now, yeah, I know we have certain things we got to do, bills, blah, blah, blah. But it naturally, like, what are things that excite you? And the other side of that is, if you're feeling a negative emotion come up, no matter how much work you try to do, no matter how much work you try to do to clear that, ask yourself, what is it that I'm feeling? What is the root of emotion? What is the root of this emotion? The root cause. And you'll find that what negative emotion keeps coming up. For example, with the root chakra, the earth element, it deals with grounding and faith, and it's blocked by fear. Fear for your survival. Did you have to worry about like poverty consciousness a lot as a child? Did you move around a lot? Did you not have a safe space to go? And by identifying the base level of fear or whatever negative emotion keeps coming up, you can recognize it, and it manifests itself in different ways in the body. So, for example, the root chakra is linked with faith is the positive emotion. The negative emotion is fear. The sacral chakra deals with pleasure and is blocked by guilt. So if you're feeling guilty about something, and notice where you're feeling that in your body. And the solar plexus chakra, the fire chakra, deals with desire and willpower and is blocked by shame. So are you ashamed of things from your past? Did you have things like, you might have a memory of being shamed as a child? Like, I have a lot of solar plexus stuff going on because I had stuff that I was shamed for as a child. So the way to complete that is through, reframing it, forgiving it, going within, letting go and surrendering, and noticing what emotion is it? What is the root emotion? If it's a positive one, then you're on the right track. You're in tune with your higher self. You're on your right path. If it's a negative emotion and it keeps coming up, you may have to sit with that chakra. you may have to balance it out for a little while. And it may take more than just one meditation. It may take more than one just treatment session, because most likely the condition, the trauma that's coming up, is known as chronic. There's a difference between acute and chronic. Chronic means it's been ongoing for at least 6 months or more. So most likely, acute means like it happened within, recently. Acute is now-ish. Chronic is ongoing. So do you have an ongoing feeling of shame? Do you have an ongoing feeling of fear? And it may take time. If that trauma happened 20 years ago, it may take a little bit of quote-unquote time to clear it. And it may take different layers and different levels, like an onion. So number 5 is bring awareness to where you feel this in your body. So if you get a lot of stomach aches, for example, if you have a lot of nausea and you feel like vomiting a lot of the times, it may be linked to your solar plexus chakra, your fire chakra, which governs desire. You may have, like I said, the feelings of shame and anger coming up. Those are your body's emotions. That's your body's awareness trying to get you to pay attention to it. So stomach aches can indicate the solar plexus, the fire chakra needs some work. If you feel tightness like in your chest, for example, or your shoulders, that could be you've had a recent heartbreak or heartache, and it manifests itself like in the shoulders. You could have a tight neck, for example. So where in your body are you holding on to these traumas? Where in your body do you feel it? By tuning into your body and noticing what emotion you're feeling on a regular basis. If it's one of the lower emotions and the negative emotions, identify it and where do you feel it. By bringing awareness to your body, to your patterns, you can actually help to start by recognizing them, and then you can also clear them. As a massage therapist, as a Reiki practitioner and Natural Therapeutic Specialist, I've seen it so many times where people come in with, say, heartache or grief, for example, and they came in with a tight chest and they can't explain it, but they keep coming in and, I work on, I have shoulder pain, I have neck pain, and it's most likely talking to them while they're on the table or when they're getting a distance treatment, they come up that they've had some trauma, some heartache. So by bringing awareness to your body, by bringing awareness to your feelings, which are an indicator of whether you're on the right path or not, whether you're in your highest vibration, whether you're in your soul self or your ego self, and by recognizing where do you feel it, you will help create a connection between your mind and your body, which is what you want, because that awareness, that alignment, and moving past these things will help you to feel better. You'll tune into more of your highest vibrational self. You'll step into your purpose easier. You'll have more energy. And so let's go over the 5 things again. Number 1, be grateful for the problem and reframe it as a solution. It is most likely your greatest strength. Forgive yourself, forgive others. By forgiving, you're letting go of stored trauma. Trauma stays in the body unless you heal it and bring awareness to it, and forgive is the most powerful thing you can do. Number 3, let go. Surrender the outcomes, surrender the lower vibrational emotions. Number 4, be aware of what emotion keeps coming up for you, whether it's shame, fear, guilt, anger, and you can look at what chakra it's associated with and work on that particular element. And number 5, bring awareness to where you feel this in your body. And I have a chakra series that goes in more into details that I'll put a playlist up, and you can see which of the chakras you need the most work on, which of the areas do you feel like you need the most clearing in. And I hope you have a wonderful day. You're powerful. You're here for a divine purpose, and you are your own inner healer. You are your own inner guru. And I hope you have a magical and wonderful day. Peace and namaste.